So what's up, guys? I think there's supposed to be some news tomorrow for Japan with their set 12. We're going to go over a couple of things, see if Link Joker really even does make a dent in our game here in Zero's format. So we're going to be getting a Forerunner here. Don't know its name because I cut out the name. But pretty much what this Forerunner does is you have to CB1, and if there's already a locked unit, you put this in your soul and you lock another unit. Now, why is this not as good as you think? It depends on the situation that is presented, which we're going to show you with a couple of the G3s that might release with set 12. Or will. Here's another Forerunner, White Knight Fenrir. This is one of those basic Forerunners we've been seeing when set 9 drops. Is where we put this in the soul and draw a card. Okay. So right now, right here, we have a Break Ride. This is going to be the Break Ride unit that comes in set 12. Well, it's supposed to. So when pretty much a Link Joker rides this unit, you choose a rear guard from your opponent's front row and back row, and you lock them. Yes, that is stupid. That is legit killing an entire column, which limits your opponent to 2 attacks. Is that busted? Not necessarily. It just depends on your opponent's field, because even your opponent in a zero game can't have all of his intercepts. He could possibly only have 1 intercept. He could possibly just take 1 damage if he wants to. Link Joker comes down to pretty much, even if you don't have the intercepts, if you don't even have intercepts, how are you going to defend against your opponent's attacks, so on and so forth. That's why in the Zero format, it's much different when Link Joker drops. This effect doesn't really matter. This only lasts for a turn. This is a final turn like any other Break Ride unit's a final turn. But when it comes to Link Joker, yeah, you are pausing them at least. It's almost like a final turn if you don't have 2 intercepts. If you only have the 1, then you're kind of pushing your luck. So the other thing is that, obviously, this is going to be the biggest unit in set 12. Schwarzschild Dragon. He is a CB3 unit, though. You have to pitch a card that you choose out the 3 of your opponent's rear guards and lock them, and this card gets a critical plus 10,000 power. Is that great? Of course it is. This also is a superior ride chain unit as well when it comes to Gravity Collapse Dragon. So we get a ride chain unit at the release of set 12. The other thing with this unit is you have to you can CB1 and go look for its Persona Blast. The only thing about this unit that's keeping him balanced in the Zero format is he's still CB3. If Zero decides to nerf him down to 2, that's going to be a problem. We need him to maintain his 3 period. He needs to be another type of the Blood deck. And when it comes to freaking Link Joker, most of the cards don't have a countercharger in this set, from what I was told. So pretty much you are working with whatever CB you have. So again, this is just a situational card. This is pretty much when we see things happen when it comes to Link Joker. It's like Mega Colony's Break Ride unit in set 15. It paralyzes everything, even the Vanguard. Yes, you can replace them, but with this card, you legit have to Persona Blast, CB3, then you lock... I mean, the cost outweighs pretty much everything in Zero, in a sense. It is only going to be like only once. If you don't heal, then obviously it's only going to be once, since they don't have countercharges, which means when it comes to the Zero format for Link Joker, you're going to have to micromanage your CBing, because if you waste CB and you miss an opportunity with this effect, you obviously didn't Link Joker correctly. That's why I don't have a problem with Link Joker entering Zero. They're not going to be as busted as you think. There's still going to be a lot of things where we do things with certain units. Take freaking the Blood. The Blood maintains CB3, and he was a crit unit. This guy, I really can't compare the Blood, because this guy needs to keep the CB3, because he has the potential of locking columns to where your opponent can only attack once. That's what makes him good, and that's why the CB3 needs to stay. The only thing about this is, it's not even an ultimate break. It's a legitimate break 4 for a reason. It's supposed to activate once, but if you heal, you can activate it again. I can see where the contradiction can come in, but the reality is, this is as good as Link Joker gets. It's pretty much just going to be this unit. And this is relying on Persona Blasting, having enough CB, so on and so forth. Because most of the other units that come in this set don't have any type of good effect. They get like a power boost, and that's about it. The only use for this card is only going to be for 1 turn, and if your opponent survives all those turns from the locking, then you lose. What can you do? You were only able to Persona Blast 1, you Counterblast 3, and you couldn't heal. That's how it is. That's why I don't see Link Joker really affecting Vanguard Zero too much, because it's going to be the same game nonetheless. We fight intercept snipers. It's pretty much the exact same thing. It's just that they're not locked. They just kill your intercepts, period. That's all I see this unit doing. It's like a good final push, like a Block Cougar effect, so on and so forth. That's why I don't see Link Joker really pushing you guys so hard in this game. And they ain't that scary yet. Definitely not scary. This is going to be another unit that drops in set 12. Starvator Nebula Lord Dragon. It is a CB2 where you can legit sack a back row unit. So the back row can't boost, so it's almost like the Mega Colony version of paralyzing the back row. But as long as they can attack with the front row, they're okay. That's why we run that grade 0 Forerunner that says CB1, put this into the soul, and then lock another front row. So legit, you killed an intercept as well. There are those types of situations. It's going to be the same thing like paralyzing. I mean, if you had yes, we can replace paralyzing. Lock is still going to be kind of the same mechanics. Say you have a dead hand, what were you going to do anyways? See what I'm saying? Like, come on. Keep up, keep up. So we won't be seeing this guy for a while, but I just want to go over him in the 0 format version. Because with Starvator Chaosbreaker Dragon, he legit is saying you counterblast 1, choose a card Starvator in your hand, and you discard. So you're legit pitching. This is why it's going to be a draw turbo deck. So it won't be too crazy. It's going to be a little situational. This card locks your unit once he discards a card. So I'm legit pitching a card just to sack a column for a turn, which is good in that sense. But again, I'm losing a card. I'm not really gaining anything unless I'm hitting my triggers. If I don't hit my triggers, I'm practically a dead man. But that's possibly the best thing about this card is that you are killing a column, period. Which is nice. You either don't have units in the front row or your units in the front row are gone. Who knows? We're just going to lock a front row unit and that's that. Can't be replaced. So on and so forth. And then this guy gets his limit break where once that unit unlocks, then the unit dies and you draw cards. Then that's when you start getting your pluses. But the situation with this card is you're technically pitching a card and you won't be gaining any cards back until you're at least at 4 damage, where the effect will definitely give you more of a plus than a minus. That's why this guy won't be coming until possibly set 13, because there's been a lot of rework on Star Invader Chaos Dragon. So we'll see how this plays out, because honestly, I really don't see this affecting Zero's format at all as much, unless you legit they don't have really a unit that kills the front row besides Schwarzschild. That's it. Schwarzschild and maybe this guy killing a back row with the Forerunner. That's one combo. Still good enough. I mean, that's all they have. That's all they can really do is just kill a column for like a turn. If you can't live through that, then yes, you're screwed. Well, you have heal triggers. Your RNG is better than most people in this game. So you gotta look out for that. Well, that's why I kind of like wanted to go over this, because Link Joker really affecting like anything zero-ish. I mean, it's always going to be RNG based. You still have to get the pieces. You still have to draw the cards. Your triggers have to draw the right things. You have to maintain a hand still. You still have to have units and intercepts. If you don't do that, then there's like no point. Yes, you can even have a field where you only have G3s and you pause the front row so your opponent can only do 2 attacks. But that's just me. I just really don't feel Link Joker's at its max yet until, I guess, we start seeing him, Chaos Breaker Dragon, who actually gets free locking front row, which is good. This is possibly the card that does make people want to nerf it, but everything else is legit strat CBs. Because legit, everything is very counterblast heavy just to do anything. But if you can live through it, you're good. It's like Block Cougar. Can you live through all the onslaught? Alright then, you win. If you can live through a 1 column being locked for a turn, you win. It's very possible with the amount of heal checks you get. As long as your heal checks are in the deck, you're going to be fine. That's the whole point. And don't worry, and by the end of your turn, your unit's unlocked, you technically get your intercept back, and so on and so forth. You won't even die. They would have to legit have healed out of Schwarzschild. Schwarzschild would have to healed in order for him to do it again, period. You get what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things here, like, just keep that in mind. Link Joker, yes, it sounds kind of scary when you hear it, but in reality, on paper, it's going to be so different when it comes to the Zero format, because a lot of these effects are so CB heavy. Locking kind of makes up for all your CBs, your legit spending in that sense when it comes to Link Joker. So I can't wait for the announcement tomorrow. We'll also go over the Japan's format for that when we get the effects. But I'm just saying, the one thing they can do, I don't see them doing, if they nerf this down to 2, yes, Link Joker's going to be stupid. That's a given. That's a given. If this goes down to 2, CB2, he's going to be stupid. CB3's fine. It's just another blood deck. Just that Link Joker starts off as a blood deck with Schwarzschild doing his thing. Nebula with the Forerunner. That's as good as it gets for 1 turn lock on 1 column for a turn. And this guy obviously helps you as well. The break right is one of the strongest break rights for Link Joker when they start out. So right on top of this, locking 2 columns, locking another column. There's a lot of ways to work around it. Of course, this is just one of those big pluses that you can do as well. But like I said, CB heavy, so on and so forth. So they pretty much want you to run like 4 of this and 4 of that when 0 format starts. So you lock 2 columns, then you lock the rest of the 3, and that's like a full board lockdown. GG's from there. I don't know if you can live, but at least you were able to maintain some intercepts, hopefully, during that lock phase, because this is only going to happen like once. And if you can survive just that 1 turn, you're going to be fine. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Link Joker coming to 0. I really don't see much change coming. These CB effects have to stay just to make it fair. But the lock mechanic, yeah, I don't think the lock mechanic will change. That will probably stay due to only certain units having these effects where they have to CB to go. And if they don't have the CB to pay for it, well, then the effect doesn't work. Your lock units won't be affected. Most of the units in 0 are 9k effects with 10k vanillas in between. If they don't have 10k vanillas, most of the deck is 9k, so you'll be able to run those intercepts over, period. You also have trigger checking. So yeah, that is definitely my thoughts on Link Joker coming to 0. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry this was 10 minutes. There was just a lot to discuss how it would affect the format. I'm just saying it is going to be it's going to be really CB heavy to an extent. Like if you don't set up the columns right, you still have to make sure everything looks pretty on the field before you do any good locking. That's as much as I can tell you. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be good, stay safe, and I'll see y'all for that set 12 announcement. Woo freaking who. Yeah.